everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus from Threshold of Hanani and the Widow Ruckelshaus. And yesterday we did these envelopes. Today I'm going to finish making the envelopes that I had made on camera before, and it got ruined. So these are the two envelopes that I made, but we're going to make them from scratch. Okay, so we need our stencil, we need our ink, we need some small stamps, and a punch. And I'll link all these below in case you want to get the same ones, but you know, go to Hobby Lobby or go online and you'll find stuff like this. Okay, so let's start out with this one here because this one's easier. Okay, so we're going to use just part of a page, and I already went ahead and tore out pages. I want one that really, you know, didn't tear straight at the top. And I also really like this fold right here. I don't know if you can see that right there. Okay, when I tore it out, it kind of bent, and I really like that. I'm going to emphasize it. You can see right here how I emphasized it, and I think that looks really cool. Okay, so we're going to do that. So we're going to cut ourselves a strip here, and it is 2.5 inches wide, and it's the whole length of this paper. So 2.5 inches wide. I'm going to first cut off the, let's get this stuff out of the way. I'm going to first cut off the edge here because I don't need, well, yeah, actually I do want the edge, so I'm going to keep that in. Okay, so this is going to be 2.5 inches wide here. All right, so let's get the top of the page this way. Okay, so I've got 2.5 inches. Chop. There we go. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Except that way I didn't get my little fold. Let's cut again so we can get the fold in it. 2.5 inches. I'm going to cut off a little bit of this so I can still get the fold. Okay, so we'll save these for something else. Since this is a book page themed book, it won't be hard to use that. Okay, see, I've got my little fold here and a nice edge there that's all uneven. That's exactly what I want. And then cut that. There we go. So this is the piece we're going to use. It's really easy, just like the other envelope that I showed you. I'm not using the envelope punch for this one. Okay, so I'm going to cut, let's make a thumb hole here first. That I'm using the punch for. I'm going to center it, you know, just eyeballing it. I'm not measuring it or anything. Okay. And this time, let's go ahead and distress it ahead of time. That'll just make it easier to do. So we're going to just distress all along here. And see how I got some ink there? That's totally fine. You don't really want it all even. When stuff naturally yellows or gets brown on it, you know, it's not even. A lot of it, I think, depends on like the oils from your hands, from people's hands that have gotten on it. Okay, I really want to emphasize this torn edge. So I'm doing that right there. And this paper bent a little bit there, so I got that emphasized too, which is nice. Okay, and then I'm going to do the other side. I'm not sure yet which is going to be the inside, which is going to be outside, but this way it's all done. There are still a few places that I'm going to have to do after we put the envelope together. But it's just easier this way to get it going. All right. I'm recording this the day before Palm Sunday. All right. Let's go ahead and let's do our stamping, or not stamping, our do I have a stamp on this one? Yeah, I do, but that's okay. We're going to do our stenciling on this one ahead of time too. Why not, right? So I'm centering this one just because it has a really definite design that can be centered, but you don't need to worry about it. And you could do this at an angle or whatever you want. Okay, so that looks kind of cool. I'm going to turn it over because, like I said, I'm not sure which side I'm going to use yet. So this is quick. It doesn't take any time. Now this one I didn't center, so we'll see which one we like better, centered or not. And it all depends on the project. Sometimes you do want them centered, sometimes you don't. Okay, so there we go. All right, and you know what? If we do the stamp before we turn this into an envelope, that might be easier too. So what stamp do we want? This has a whole bunch of different little phrases like stories to never forget, do you remember this, the stuff that matters, recorded for all time, file under rad, well hello gorgeous, just all kinds of things, and I will link this in the description box below. Really like this. I use it a lot because they're just fun little things, and also because they don't take up very much time, very much space. Okay, how about, okay, so this is going to be the flap right here. How about seriously? I like that. Okay, now you can take this on your stamp and just do it like this. It's a little bit harder that way. What I'm going to show you is using the all-in-one tool, which if you have, great. If you don't have, that's okay too. Except, where did I put this stamp thing? I had it set aside so it was ready to use. Here we go. Okay, so this has a platform for stamping. Oops, and I still have Hello Sunshine on there. I need to put that away so I don't lose it. And it just has these magnetic things at the top that you can put right there after you get the stamp in place, but I'm just showing you how to do it. Or actually, it's like this. No, it is like this. Okay, I've got it upside down, that's why. Okay, it just goes, it snaps right in place if you've got the magnet going the right direction. Okay, so I'm going to just wipe that off really quickly. Okay, and then here, it's got this nice graph, so you can, you know, get it all centered and everything just the way that you want it, if you want it centered. Okay, and then I'm going to get my ink on it. I want to try to be careful not to get ink anyplace else on the thing. Sometimes I am successful and sometimes I'm not. See, I got ink all around it. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to wipe up that ink around it, even though I don't think it would probably touch the envelope, just in case. Okay, then I'm going to get this set up. Can you see the top of that? Yeah. All right, and then get my envelope under it. So I think what I want to do before I stamp it is figure out exactly where that's going to fold down. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, and yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'm going to fold this bottom part, and then I want to show you something about this. You don't want to have the crease right down here by the top of this. You want to leave a little bit of space. It just makes it easier to put stuff into the envelope. All right, and so here's where we're going to put seriously. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. I don't really care if it's centered or perfectly straight. So I'm just pushing that in there and pushing down. It's almost like it's got springs or something. I don't know, it doesn't really have springs, but guess what? I just did it upside down. That's pretty funny. All right, so if we were doing a stamp, that's how it's going to be. I am going to cover it with something else because I did the stamp upside down. Silly me. Oops. But, you know, that's how this works. So now you get to see how to fix something. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little tiny bit of fabric over that, and that'll be kind of cool looking, or even lace. What about lace? How would that work? Lace might not be enough contrast. No, that's kind of pretty. I like that. Okay, or I've got several little fabrics here that would be cute. This might be nice. Does that cover it? What about this right there? That's kind of cool. Let's do that. I like that. Okay, so I just want it to be the same size as seriously. See, when you make a mistake, you just deal with it. You don't have to panic or throw it away. Don't throw anything away. Goodness. Okay, and I am just going to sew this with my zigzag right there, okay? I don't want to get it past that crease because that's going to fold under and that would be kind of a pain. So do I want it that way or do I want it this way? Okay, that's cool. And it doesn't even have to be straight. You could make it at an angle if you wanted to. All right, so I've got my sewing machine up here. It's outside of the camera, but I'm just going to sew this really quickly so Not going to move it. I'm not sewing all the way around the edges. I'm just sewing through the middle. Okay, so there you go, like that. Isn't that cool? That's kind of pretty. All right, and I could still put a button on it. I might, or a bow. We'll see. And see how I didn't get it exactly centered? That's fine. Okay, now I'm going to sew right here and right here, just along those edges. I think I will pull my sewing machine in though. Otherwise you're going to see the back of my head with my dirty hair because I haven't showered yet today. This is more fun than showering, sorry. And you can't smell me, so it's okay. All right. And then we'll do the other side. And then we'll be set. And then I'll just decide what I want to put on top of that fabric. All right, so what do we want on top there? We could do a button, or we could do a bow. Let's see what we've got. That would be cool there. I have, oh, that's a different color of red, so that won't work. Let's go for a dark brown. Or here's another red. Nope, that's too red too. How about that one? I like that one. That's cool. And maybe let's put some twine through the holes of the button. Would that be cool? Okay, so I'm going to put twine through one color. Twine is so cool because you don't need a needle to thread it. There we go. And I'm just going to tie it in a knot. A double knot. I need to learn how to do a square knot, don't I? I have a friend who I can ask to teach me how to tie knots. All right. So we could do it like this. All right. Or we could do it like this. And I think I like the knot on top. So we're going to do it that way. And the nice thing about twine is that you can kind of pinch it and bend it. That's really cool. I like that. Just going to put a dab of glue here. I showed this glue in the last one, but I'm going to show it again real quick, and then I'm going to link it below because this is my favorite glue. It's called Crafter's Pick, the Ultimate. You can get it in a smaller size if you want, but I've bought like 4 bottles so far of this size, and I've bought like 3 or 4 of the smaller size. The smaller size just uses it way too fast. So I like the big one, and it's not difficult to handle or anything. Okay, so there we go. That envelope is finished. Isn't that cute? I'm going to set it aside for the glue to dry. It should be dry by the time that we finish here. Okay, so now we've got this one here that I had stamped, which was what I was trying to copy again, but I like it. And then this one that I've stenciled, put the fabric on, and the button. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now I want to do another one like this to show you how I did this. It's basically the same idea. We're going to cut a piece. My desk is such a mess. I want to get a strip. I'm going to make this a different size just because I don't want more of the same thing. I'm going to cut a strip that's got the writing on it. And always save your scraps for your Franken paper. Okay, now, so what I did was I ended up cutting off the pretty torn edge, so I'm going to tear this edge down here. Okay, right? No, I'm going to tear this edge up here. All right, so I'm just tearing it across. Okay, so when you tear, the side that is on the top that you're tearing this way, that's the side that's not going to end up with all the, it is jagged, but it's not going to have the exposed insides of the paper. I like the insides of the paper because that inks up really, really nicely. So I put that on the left side, and that was the side that was down when I was tearing. Okay, oh, let's keep this out here for a second. No, let's get the envelope punched for a second. That one has one of these too, but I don't like it as much. It's not as big. Okay, so I'm going to kind of center this as best I can and make a thumb punch in it. I'm looking at it here to make sure that I've got it straight, because with this torn edge I can't push it up to the, you know, up along the top there. Okay. And I want this, where is this? I want this straight edge here to be what's going to come down from the top because I want to punch out this filigree design. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that first. And then I'm going to fold this one up. And again, I don't want it to go all the way up to the top where the crease is. Okay? So can y'all see that there? So this is how it is. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and it's easier to, where did I put my ink? It's easier just to distress it if you do that first. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have such a mess here that I can't even see what I did with my ink. Oh, brother, you've got to be kidding me. I've like lost my ink or something. Okay, well, oh no, here it is. That's funny. I think I'm going to stencil it too while I'm at it. Okay, so let's go ahead and stencil it first. Just open it all the way up. And I think I'm going to do this at an angle this time. Okay, like this. You know, and if you're using different colors, you know, then definitely do your stenciling and stamping in different colors. I'm just using the vintage photo because I'm just doing this journal in browns and whites and creams and reds. So at some point I'll use some red ink too. Oh, that's cool. All right, and then if I'm gonna, I ran out of stencil on the page, so I'm gonna match these up here. Like, oh, come on here. What am I doing? There we go, like that. I'm doing it kind of dark, but I don't like it to be all even. It gives it more depth, don't you think, when you've got some that's different from others? Lining these up again just to get this last part. Okay, so some are lighter than others. I just think that has more depth that way. Okay, and then this one, I'm gonna, no, let's still do it at an angle. Because it's gonna be, we're gonna see both sides at once when we close the envelope. All right, so here we go. It has been pouring outside. We've had tons and tons of thunder and lightning, and my dog is, of course, terrified. Oops, trying to get this lined up here. There we go. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to distress the edges. So we'll do that next. Okay, so there we go with that. And let's go ahead and we're just going to distress all the way around. It's just easier when before you've sewn it shut. I showed you in the last video how you can distress it after you've sewn it shut, but if you think ahead, which I don't always do, then you can distress it beforehand and it's just a lot easier. Okay, so then let's distress this side. And then we'll decide which side we want to be the outside and which side we want to be the inside. There we go. All right, so I think this is going to be the inside here. Oops, like this. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's make sure that this is folded so that the edge doesn't show outside. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then we're going to get the crease at the top. We don't want to forget about that. The crease at the bottom and the crease on the inside. There we go. Good. Okay, so now then the last thing to do, well, almost the last thing to do, is we're going to punch this design. Okay, so when you're using these punches, because I'm kind of assuming with this, because this is for beginners, that you don't know how to use a punch, what you do is you're going to center it first. You're going to do the middle first. Don't start at one edge and work your way along, because then it'll look funny, because it won't be centered. Okay, you're going to center it across like that and pinch it down. Okay, so that part's easy. See that? Isn't that pretty? And then this little filigree part, we're going to match up with this on here. Okay, so you can see right there. See how I'm matching it up? That way the design on the edge is going to just be a continuation from what we've already punched right there. So we're punching that. See how that worked out? And then we're going to do the other side. Same thing. You're looking to match it up there. Okay. And then it comes out. Oops, perfect. There we go, like that. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and distress that top edge. So that filigree stuff really shows. Isn't that pretty? There we go. All right, and I could put a button on it. I think I might have on this one. No, I didn't. Okay, so I could put a button. Let's just look and see if that would be a good idea or not, or if it would just be kind of too much, because this is kind of a delicate one. Oh, that one's kind of cool. I like that button. Let's see. No, I think that, yeah, I think it's better just simple and plain. Okay, so I'm going to pull in my sewing machine. I'm just going to sew up these edges right here. And this one, remember, comes down here because we've got the torn edge there, which is really cool. All right, and I'm going to start up a little bit from the top of the bottom part of the envelope. And turn this side and do this right here. And see how quick that was to make those? Very quick, very easy. And you can get all kinds of punches. Go to Hobby Lobby, you'll see millions of them, or go on Amazon. I'll link the one that I used so that if you want that one, you can get it. But there's tons of different ones. Unless I got this at Hobby Lobby, which I might have. If I got it at Hobby Lobby, I won't be able to link it, but I'll just say that I did. So that's how it looks. And see, we lost this little tiny bit of the filigree because it was at the edge, but it still is very cool looking, right? So that's pretty. And now we've got loads of envelopes. So we've got the other 4 that we had done before, and then we've got these ones. Very cool, right? All right, I will see you next time, y'all. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.